Good evening, everyone. My name is Tenzin Kunga, and I'm the chairman of the Tibetan community in Britain. Today, I feel a great honor and privilege to stand with all of you here today on this very important day. The Chinese Communist Party would like the world to forget about this day. You know, the day they sent in their army and tanks to basically murder their own citizens, students, young students who are basically calling for more freedom. So whilst the CCP is trying its best to erase history and to remove this day altogether from the history, commemoration like this here today, as well as commemorations of this sort everywhere around the world, sends a very powerful message to the Chinese government, whose building is represented right in front of us here, sends a very strong message that we will never let the world forget the Tiananmen Square Massacre. As a Tibetan, I feel great pride in wearing my Tibetan shirt here today and also displaying the message of Free Tibet, because that is what we are fighting for, and we as Tibetans very well understand what our Uyghur friends are going through. We very well understand what our Hong Kong friends are going through, and also those in southern Mongolia, and also the Chinese people and the Chinese students who are fighting for more rights, more freedom. And the Chinese people, they are the real masters of China, not the Chinese Communist Party. So we should be able to make that distinction. And as the chairman of the Tibetan community, my being present here today at this very important commemoration is to send a very simple and very powerful message that we Tibetans, not just here, but Tibetans around the world, stand in solidarity with the Chinese people. We are always there to walk along with you in your fight against the Chinese Communist Party. And I'm also here to send a message to the UK government. We would like the UK government to do more to stand up to the Chinese Communist Party and to make sure that they can support the Chinese people in their fight for human rights, democracy, that the UK government should do more to support the Hong Kongers here and also do more to support the Uyghur people as well as the Tibetans. As I'm standing here as a Tibetan, I would just like to say that Tibet has consistently been ranked as the least free country in the world. So today, China has completely closed off Tibet to the outside world. Nobody can enter Tibet. Diplomats, foreign journalists, Tibetans, it's extremely difficult for the outside world to see what's happening inside Tibet. But from the testimonies of a few people who are able to escape from Tibet, we know that freedom, human rights, dignity to life, all of these are being trashed by the Chinese Communist Party, and we have credible evidence. Even UN experts have raised alarm at the almost 1 million Tibetan children forced away from their parents and put into these Chinese colonial boarding schools where they are brought up to be assimilated into the majority Han people and basically erase the Tibetan culture, Tibetan language, Tibetan religion. So we can basically understand what the Chinese Communist Party is trying to do by rewriting history and by letting the world forget that the Tiananmen Massacre never happened. So today, all of us being here sends a very powerful message that we will never let the world forget what happened on 4th June 1989 at the Tiananmen Square. So let us all together do a few chants over here and then I will stop here. So, Free China! Free Hong Kong! Free Uyghurs! Free Southern Mongolia! Free Tibet! Thank you.
now going to hear from